In elementary school, I liked being a little bit different. For instance, I lived in a cool house. Not a big fancy house, but a drafty 100-year-old farmhouse surrounded by 60s colonials, ranches, and split levels. I loved it when I would hear people at school say, "The Underground Railroad runs right through the basement of that house." Or, "That house was a hospital in the Civil War." Well, not exactly, but I loved how it made me feel a little bit different, special. I found that being a bookworm and playing by myself most of the time set me apart in a way too, but I didn't mind. Why put down Gone with the Wind just to fit in? When junior high school arrived, I didn't want to be different in any way. I longed to be invited to boy-girl parties and have feathered hair and Jordache jeans. The problem is, due to my body type, braces, and general Anna-ness, I just couldn't pull it off, ever. I later came to realize that being different in junior high school probably protected me from a lot of dicey situations. And I'm grateful, but at the time, I saw no value in that. And as I got older, I managed to both fit in and be a little bit different at the same time. During high school and college, I had friends from a lot of different groups, and that worked for me. As a result of straddling groups, I never felt completely enmeshed in any one, and that's how I like to keep it. In college, for instance, I'd go to frat parties with my sorority sisters and have a blast. But I wouldn't necessarily join them in doing beer slides or drinking grain alcohol out of trash cans. I liked being a little bit different, and besides, some people are born to be designated drivers. As a young mom, I wanted to be different enough, as in, wow, her kids are geniuses, and they're so stinking cute. But I also hoped that certain issues I was going through were exactly the same as for other moms, such as, my daughter won't put on socks if she's already brushed her teeth because it gives her that sock feeling. Or my son only eats cheese. Often I didn't accept my kids' differences or quirks, and I tried to make them conform to what I thought was normal. But always, always, I tried to be real, encouraging other moms that we were all in this together and we could do this hard, wonderful thing called mothering. After I put my kids in private school, I sometimes felt too different because I wanted to be part of two communities at once. I didn't want to miss out on neighborhood and town connections, and I didn't want people to think that I was Judgy McJudge-Pants just for having my kids in a different school. I just wanted to fit in. I wanted to have people like me. Sound a little like junior high without the mullet? Faith-wise, I've always been comfortable being the woman who goes to church and who loves God, but not necessarily comfortable enough to talk about it very much or stand out as different. So sometimes I've wanted to be a little different, sometimes not. But now, as a mom whose 12-year-old son died in a terrible accident, as the parent of a dead child, I don't just feel different. I feel like an alien. This life, this world, doesn't seem to fit me anymore. I can't believe I look remotely normal when I walk down the street or I drive in my car, because I feel so off, so stricken with a new reality that I consider to be completely and utterly unacceptable. This is not the way things were supposed to be. Those previous differences in my life, they all fell neatly within the parameters of what is normal. But this is not normal. I don't want to be the mom of a dead son. Not my Jack. My daughter, Margaret, does not want to be that sister. And I hate that this sad distinction is going to follow my sparkly, zany little girl. And my husband, quiet, shy, affable Tim, whose most traumatic life event to date had been finding out about Santa. I mean, this kind of pain, this heartache, it sets him so far apart in a way that he never could have imagined, not in his worst nightmares. Because it's just not right. We are supposed to be talking to Jack. We are supposed to be talking about him going to his first boy-girl party. And the thing is, he was cute enough to get invited. We're supposed to talk about the school play that's coming up, or video game ratings, or sex. But we are not supposed to be talking about whether we're getting grief counseling, when we'll pick out a headstone, or how we're going to change our holiday traditions this year. No. This is all too different, too brutal, too strange. The thing is, I must admit that underneath this formerly stable, predictable life ran a current, planted in early childhood in the mind of a reader of books, that her life would somehow be different from those around her. But what did that look like to a young dreamer's mind? Becoming an actress? Winning the lottery? Or cracking a case? Doing something unusual, I don't know. I can't pin it down, but there certainly was a niggling desire to be different in some more significant way. But this is never what I imagined.